This is a world exclusive. India today has accessed President Donald Trump's war powers letter to the Congress, which is a formal notice declaring US's intent to strike Iran. In this letter, Trump makes it clear this is not a full-fledged war, but a limited, targeted military action. This is what India today has accessed exclusively.
And the targets include Iran's ballistic missile launch sites, maritime mining capabilities, air defense systems, and command and control infrastructure. Now, the core objective was to halt Iran's nuclear weapons pursuit and degrade its ability to threaten the region. Trump also states that the aim is to protect US forces, defend the American homeland. And in fact, Trump went on to say that he aims to ensure the free flow of oil through the strategic Strait of Hormuz that has been the bargaining chip for Iran. And Iran has threatened time and again that it will choke the Strait of Hormuz. It will close the Strait of Hormuz. In fact, it has yet again been closed as per Iranian media reports. And my colleague Rohit Sharma is now joining us on this exclusive news break. Rohit, it's now clear India today has accessed what President Donald Trump has told the Congress in the letter. It's a formal notice declaring what the US really aims to do through the strikes in Iran.
Yes, Anjali, I would love to show you the letter that I have on my phone, but I'm not sure if our cameras can pick it up. But it's a pretty detailed letter. It's an exclusive for India today. And what this letter does is, this is required by the President of the United States to send it to the U.S. Congress, formally notifying the U.S. Congress that the U.S. will be taking an action against a foreign adversary. And in this case, what we've been able to see through this letter that we have an exclusive access to, that the administration has cited that the reason to go to war was to ensure that America can defend the free flow of commerce through Strait of Hormuz, making sure the self-defense of America and its allies, including Israel, and also the continued pursuit of nuclear weapons. These are the reasons given by President Trump to the U.S. Congress, seeking and notifying them that America had no chance but to go and launch an operation against Iran. And then it also talks about, this letter gets into details about that initially, as letter notes, that no U.S. ground forces were deployed into Iran. Now, I have to go back and look at the other statement that President Trump has given since, but the letter quickly says that no U.S. ground forces were deployed. In the morning earlier, he did not rule that out, but in the letter, the official letter that India today has, President Donald Trump told the U.S. Congress that as of today, as of March 2nd, no U.S. ground forces are there. And then it also leaves the door open for the ongoing military action, stating that the full scope and duration of these operations are unknown at this time. So this is the letter that the United States President Donald Trump has sent to the Congress. Remember, there was a lot of questions around if he had gone to the U.S. Congress, he had seek approval from the U.S. Congress to launch such a big military operation in Iran. And we finally have that letter that says that there were three reasons why the U.S. went to war against Iran. The first and the foremost was, according to the letter, was free flow of commerce through the Strait of Hormuz, self-defense of America, including allies and Israel, and then the Iran's continued pursuit of nuclear weapons that could have posed threat not only to the U.S., but to the world. Anjali.
Rohit, the fact is, and this what you're telling us really reminds me of what happened years ago when America used a very similar sort of a playbook to justify what had happened in Iraq, isn't it? That this is going to be limited, it's not a full-fledged war, there is a specific reason for this. Now they say limited, targeted military action. But at that point in time, of course, the intent was to take out the weapons of mass destruction. It really sounds like what they had said in the year 2003, doesn't it?
It does remind us of that, exactly, the WMDs, and nobody's using those words, Sneha, obviously for obvious reasons. But look, there is difference though in this time, and the difference is, at that time, the U.S. did go to the U.S. Congress. It had to go to United Nations. Trump did not go through that route. He launched the operation itself. And then this morning, when he was giving his remarks, I think he made it pretty clear that America is not there for, installing a democratic government, which was the cause way back in Iraq in 2003. It's only making sure that the Iranians are not able to develop nuclear weapons. They don't have the capacity to develop the ICBMs and to weaken the infrastructure of Iran, including leaving them with no navy, so that the Iranians do not pose any threat to America or Israel in the future. So I think that's a clear distinction, I should say, from the war in 2003 war of Iraq and what we're seeing versus Iran right now, Sneha.
All right, Rohit, do stay with us, and thank you for all those details on this exclusive letter that India Today has accessed by Donald Trump, which he has written to Congress, declaring the intent of United States and what the United States is actually targeting through these strikes carried out on Iran.